Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly shop steward today, because today we are making our return to the coal-filled streets of Paridar. This is our ongoing campaign playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Whoop. In our custom Coalpunk setting of the Spires of Paridar, a setting of industrial progress, class disparity, and occult conspiracy. And with me tonight are the stars of the Spires of Paridar campaign. We have one more joining us a little later as well. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? First up, we've got Darren.
Yep, down here, Dr. Adam Ersprung, the created flesh warp. And he's got his trusty sidekick Igor, and he is trusty, this one.
Very nice. He is assembled once again. That's good.
New and improved.
And joining him is Ingolf.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ingolf. I'm playing Basil Restbone, who is an Isoki investigator.
Nice.
Red folk, as some people call them.
Nice. Now, you guys are newly 7th level as well. And what fancy new things do you have available to you at 7th level, if anything? Or is it pretty much more the same in both cases? I can't remember how the classes level up.
Yeah, there were some general feats. I've got a new general feat for a search, which gives me a bonus if I take more time searching.
Nice.
Like I say, I beefed up Igor a bit more. He's got more hit points as an extra sort of ability.
Nice.
And then a few others were just upgrades, I think they already had.
Nice. Excuse me. That's very rude. And what about Basil?
Yeah, so I think I got a little bit more of an eye for the persons I talk with. So this is called the biographical eye feat, which allows one to get some clues about where a person has grown up and what the surrounding and culture was and so on.
That's cool.
So, and the other one that is very fitting and very helpful, I suppose, is trick magic items. I can convince magic items that I am able to use them.
Very nice. You guys have found, let's see, we've been playing this for coming on our 3rd year now, and how many magic items have you guys come across?
I don't know,
yeah.
But it's
all the more incentive for me to include some in future. Speaking of which, did you guys update yourselves for the bonuses you get? Because we're not using the magic item bonuses. Let me see here. It's in.
Maybe I did. I guess I did, but I'm not sure.
Is that damage we're talking about? Or?
Yeah, I think it's damage. Yeah, +2 or so. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Let's see here. I've got my GM core here.
So I got an extra +2 on damage for each weapon.
Oh,
I remember that.
Okay.
I've got weapon specialization. I've been putting it in, I think.
Yeah, but this might be.
Yeah, let me just. I don't remember where it is in.
It was in the GM's guide. But
yeah, it's in the GM's guide. I'm
I
stupid.
have no idea.
I know it's it's duplicated again in either GM core or player core, but I can't remember which. I think it's in GM core. I'm not familiar enough with these books yet, so it'll have to run some more PF2. Especially now the Tantia first book is out right now. And that looks pretty interesting. So rewards, wealth, adventure design. Okay.
Automatic bonus
Variant rules, here we go. Yeah, it's on page 83 of GM Core. So at level 7, you guys get perception potency +1.
Perception potency +1.
Yep.
Yeah.
+1 bonus to perception. Yeah, we've been using a variant of the skill thing. All your skills have been getting +1 for a while now. Because I can't read. So I implemented that early on, and that doesn't seem to have broken the game at all. All right.
So we should just leave perception how it is because we got all skills +1.
Oh, you already got the +1. Nice.
at third level. So
Good stuff. And the next level, you guys will be getting a +1 to all saving throws. Pretty exciting. All right. And since we played last, I think this is when Monster Core has showed up. So that's cool. All right.
Do we know what the average test sort of roll is for 7th level?
Oh, good question. I can tell you what that is. I got my GM screen here.
22 for 6.
Yeah, so average test difficulty for this level will be 23.
Okay.
It does jump up, though. It is a reasonable question because it goes up by 1 for another level, and then it goes up by 2, and then by 1, by 1, by 2, by 1, by 1, by 2. Yeah. So 23 is a judge outcome of rolls here. All right. So then, I have titled this session Intermezzo again, which we are using for the kind of in between sessions for where we're catching up for what happened last time and what is going on now. This session will pick up when you guys took your trip out to Dag on the Sea at the start of the Quiet Village by the Sea mystery. We were, I believe, in midsummer of Paridar. This is now going to be picking up late summer, early fall. So we have seen a few months pass in the interim. You guys have been paid off by the Paridar, what is it? Whatever the name of the insurance company was. I don't remember offhand. I'm sure I have it in my notes here. But I want to say the Paridar Insurance Company.
Something like that.
Yeah. So but whatever the Blackwall job was, the Blackwall job has been paid off, and it doesn't seem like they've been rushing to send you more work because while you did manage to close one of the claims files, which they are always appreciative of, there was a preference for how they would have preferred that to go. There has been no direct fallout from the events of the the Dag on the Sea investigation. What would you guys have?
So there were no articles in the newspaper about half the townsfolk suspiciously dying in one strange event or something.
There is there definitely is something that is carried. If you wish to share the story with Miss Carrington, then she certainly would take your story with you. But anyone other than anything you offer to her is going to run with a tragedy befalls cannery kind of story. That there was a tragedy involving the cannery, and that a great deal of the city was affected. Other than that, it's like a one-day story kind of thing, and then it just sort of things carry on.
Yeah, no, that's great. No use to make people aware of our involvement in this.
Okay, so to that end, too, if there is basically, if you guys want to pick like one or two for things that are would be price equivalent of level 7, pick one or two of those, and you can just have them. Because you guys would have got enough of an influx of money that you can, or level 6, let's say. And then if there's anything else that you want to pick up that you think your character would have equipment-wise, I'm fine with you just grabbing them. Just let us know what you think they would be, because there was enough money from that insurance job to certainly flush out whatever other, items or things or equipment that you guys would want to carry. We're not using, armor really rules, or none of your characters really are particularly armor, wearing characters, and we've got your magical bonuses from everything. So, you don't need to necessarily flesh out the things to bump up your stats. If you wish to purchase anything, though, you're certainly welcome to do so.
Yeah, and I just have to remind you maybe that I have this prescient consumable feat now, which means that I will find a healing potion of up to level 3 or something like that in my backpack.
Oh, can you click on it? Let's see if
yes,
it's kind of like the gear or gizmo feature. be common with the level no higher than half your level. That's fantastic. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like,
Love it.
I don't know, not, I mean, I don't have, it's just like, yeah, you're always prepared and have this.
Yeah, it's honestly, Jeff's character had that ability in GURPS yesterday, Gizmo, where just he could find, odd item. That's awesome. Okay, great. So then let's talk about what if anything, did you guys do as follow-up with Dag on the Sea? Or did you, once that was concluded and you had the necessary information to deliver to the the insurance company, that you just left that behind and did not look back?
I mean, yeah. Darren?
Oh no, I was just going to say I was going to try and make contact with the doctor at the spa. I'm just trying to remember what her name was.
The Hobgoblin.
Yeah, to see if she might need a job and she could work at the clinic.
Yes, she most definitely will. That was Mary McKinnon.
I see now you're running Paridar Hospital. Well,
yeah. Get all the strays come and work at my place.
It's the outlaw Josie Wales and that dog. Might as well come with us. Everyone else is. Okay. Hopefully you won't spit tobacco on her. Hobgoblin physician. Oop. We'll assume that she took about a month off to just sort of settle her affairs and whatnot and make a decision, and then she has started up with Dr. Who's your automaton physician? Dr. Risewell. Sanford Risewell, that's right. Okay. Anything else that you guys have done as a follow-up?
Yes, I would say that Basil is a little bit more curious, like this underground thing, or this underwater conspiracy stuff is just a little bit worrying to him. So he wants like to find out more about how Sally appeared, like because it's not like he does not trust her, but maybe she has forgotten to share some information that happens sometimes, So he would just try to look up the articles. Like she appeared at one point on a ship, I suppose. She was like found or like
it
catch, was something like that.
It's not Captain West, but it is Captain. What was her name? Captain Hunter. Captain Hunter was the one who brought her aboard because it was. You may recall we've met with Eugenia Hunter, the widow.
But the captain is dead, unfortunately.
Well, the captain is missing.
Okay, so we know that he more or less likely transformed into some kind of abomination. So missing is just a description for maybe not alive in the state he was in before. Yeah, okay. So isn't that convenient, I would say.
What is the German word for metamorphosis?
Verwandlung. Like, maybe Franz Kafka.
Yeah. Oh, is that what the book is called in German?
Yeah.
Verwandlung. Okay, cool. That is the kind of German word that might show up in a Act of Cthulhu adventure at some point. So, why don't we do this?
Yeah, I think he just collects what there is to find. I mean, it's not like he really does not trust her, but it's just better to be prepared. So yeah.
So is there, like, on the back of your conspiracy board that we would now see a bunch of, like, playbills and things like that for Sally's time when she was a socialite and a member of the what do you call it? Of the kind of the theater scene.
Yeah, maybe. But this is strangely so. The most of the board is written in common, but there's a part which is written in Isoki.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
strangely.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll wait for James to join us here. All right. So then, my question is Basil hiding that from Ms. Dumer?
I guess at least in the beginning, yes.
Okay.
Hang on a minute.
Your timing is impeccable, James. So, what we were talking about is the aftermath. We are picking up it was about midsummer when the events of the Quiet Village by the Sea took place. This session I've called an intermezzo, as well as a transition between our previous and current or next mystery. We're going to be picking up our next mystery in the autumn, or the early autumn, and we were asking what, if anything, you guys were doing for follow-up, and we just had the extensive history of wherever Sally is doing during that time. We see a certain crafty Yasaki hiding in the background of each of those. He's kind of the Where is Waldo of Sally's social calendar for the last couple of months.
Yeah, well, that is a little bit too much, I suppose. But he might have questioned Sally once or twice how she came here and what she remembers before and so on, because he believes that there's some kind of underwater doomsday device running or something like that we need to stop. And I think he would believe that you are not as helpful as you could be.
Sally's thinking she should go and buy some pets, some cats, say.
Yeah.
Large ones. You know what you say when you have mice appearing everywhere in the wainscoting and in the garden? You need some cats. Well, Sally's just not very clear what this doomsday thing is. It seems all a bit rough. By the way, Sally's having a ad hoc dinner, so excuse me.
It's the dinner of champions. Return triumph from a shift at the Wayland Utani Corporation.
Exactly. Building better worlds again.
So, what if anything does Sally wish to do during those the months in between? I guess we're focusing first on the follow up from Dag on the Sea, but I'm also interested in hearing what you guys, if anything, that you wish to be doing with your time. Dr. Ersprung has described how he's offered a job to Dr. McKinnon, so the hobgoblin that was working at the spa has come to work in the Barrowhead Clinic.
I guess Sally may follow up with her ex-family. I'm just trying to find the names.
The Hunters?
Down there. The Hunters, indeed.
Yep.
And they may look to, and also keep up on the social front with Daphne.
Miss Lagrange? Yep.
And maybe see if she can do any, if there's not enough business on the criminal investigation work, if there's any reportage that she can do.
Really? That's interesting. Well, one of the things we talked about was whether any the story of what occurred in Dag on the Sea is attributed to a cannery incident, a catastrophe at the cannery that caused widespread death And unless any of you are sharing a story with Ms. Carrington, the reporter for the, I want to say Paridar Times is what she works for.
Oh, I'd share it with Miss Carrington.
Okay.
Yeah, but is this company policy?
Well, I mean, the boss is away, so...
Yeah.
You know, what's it they say? Cat's away?
Yeah. No, the reason I don't wanted this to be in the news was our involvement might be called, I don't know, assisted murder or something. So I'm not sure whether...
I'm sure Miss Carrington could spin it in a positive way.
Oh, yeah.
With discretion.
Oh, one thing I mentioned to James to the others is if you want to pick like 2 6th-level items of any kind, like whether they're magic or, you know, high tech or what from Guns and Gears or whatever, and then whatever other lower level stuff that you feel that the character could have.
Level
you guys
6.
had an influx of cash. So if there is anything else that you wish to add, feel free to snag that stuff. I know you guys are level 7, but I'm saying level 6, and then you may get some stuff coming in. So if you do, just as a reminder too, if any of you pick anything that does grant bonuses to anything that you're getting your automatic bonuses from, you take whichever one's better. So if you happen to pick something that grants a bonus to certain skills or something like that, and it's better than the default, the +1 you're getting currently, you get that. If it's lower than what you're getting, then, or it's more limited, then you just take the default bonus. So,
right.
All right. So then, is there anything else that Sally is looking to maybe transition in? There is still work. One thing you will find that has become fashionable later in the summer. There has been, starting in the middle of the summer, there have been a number of fairly regular... Some scientists say that they are some kind of occultic or magical manifestations. Some say they are something to do with celestial objects that are having like a explosive deterioration. But what the common people know is that for much of the summer, you've seen lovely lights. We might call them meteor showers, but I'm not sure Paridar has necessarily a concept of that. But there are meteor showers almost every night, starting at about midsummer and then continuing on, leading to a lot of fashionable kind of outdoor gatherings in the evening to see that to see those events. Mm-hmm. So that's what you would probably attend. Dr. Earthsprung, there has been a curious case that has come to your attention as well, that I think you have brought, and this is what's been dominating the latter half of the summer in all likelihood. It seems that there has been a bit of an unusual, it's not an epidemic, but there has been an outbreak of sickness. And it's a quite pernicious thing, and it does not seem to... It spreads, but it does not seem to spread by... It is not airborne. It is spread by fluids. And it was another doctor whose name... Actually, I forgot to get. Shoot. Give me 2 seconds here. I'll let you know who the local epidemiologist is here. Here we go.
Always the sick.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to... we have doctors in 2 of our campaigns right now, and it is a great excuse to get people involved in adventures. So, there we go.
As usual, is this mainly affecting the poorer classes?
It actually is, although there is even a narrower gap in this. Okay, this will be Dr. Genevieve Taylor. And she is, let's see here. Let's make her a halfling. No, we've already had a halfling in here. We've already had gnomes. Who have we not seen yet in a while?
Owlbears.
Oh, you guys have one of those coming. Don't you worry. Either that or an ATTE. I haven't decided yet. The steampunk clone tank. Let's
Maybe
make
a kobold.
Yeah, we haven't had a kobold yet. Let's make her a kobold. That sounds awesome. Love me some kobolds.
They are dragons. At least they think they are dragons.
They think they are dragons. I do like that in the back of the Tales of the Valiant book where they have the conditions. It's kobolds who are all being affected by the different things. All right, then it is a kobold physician named Dr. Genevieve Taylor who has approached you, and she is an epidemiologist, or at least someone who studies the spread of diseases. And what she brought to your attention, Dr. Ursprung, perhaps after you treated somebody for a very unusual illness. Why don't you give us a medicine roll, and let's see how that went.
Okay.
27. So they recovered fairly well, but not... it felt like more like a symptoms, not the underlying cause thing. And perhaps that's where you got into contact with Dr. Taylor, who had been investigating this further. Your client, or client patient, your patient was a wife of someone who works in the stockyards. One of the stockyard workers, so like handling livestock, butchering, that kind of stuff. And what you found was that her husband was likewise ill, and I think perhaps he passed away, and that is why she didn't go through. Like, there wasn't an immediate connection. He passed away, and then she took ill and was hoping to get help from you. What you found from Dr. Taylor is that there was actually a number of... It seems like the whatever this is spreading from, it is coming from the stockyards. And there seems to be a somewhat unnatural root to this, not just a typical disease. There is something that seems to be spreading it. Investigation of the stock there did not reveal any illness. The pushback that she got from initial investigations was that obviously if there's an illness at one of the stockyards, then that may shut down everything, and particularly if it's affecting the livestock, which is not something that the Paridar Beef Company is interested in doing. Let's bring us over to... Okay, I got to bring this up a little further.
And did you say it is affecting the livestock, or it's not?
It is not.
All right.
So
just the people that work there.
Yeah, it just seems so. The difficulty she was having, and perhaps the reason she came to you, was because of your relationship with the Illuminators, or the Paridar. What is it? Not the Paridar. It is the Shadow Illuminations Detective Agency. So she brought this to you to hope that there would be some discreet increase. What you guys were able to secure is some biological samples from the stock, and you are, thankfully, it does not seem that it is the stock that is infected, but it is definitely stockyard workers who are being affected. By the time you got involved, there is at least 12 who have taken ill, and of those, there is a third of them that passed away. Otherwise, they've grown sick and then kind of either remained walking wounded. The men and women who work in the stockyards, it may not surprise you to learn, are not the kind of folks who call in sick. So they will just continually go and, work.
Literally drop dead, do they?
Precisely. Yeah. Fortunately, as well, it does seem like the disease, when it spreads to them, is only through fluids, but it is difficult to understand how with consultation with Dr. Taylor, I imagine you put in some kind of precautions. Unsurprisingly, bloodborne diseases or fluid-borne diseases are pretty easy to spread at the stockyard. It's easy to cut yourself or, otherwise, have some way of getting fluids in your body when you're working there. And there's an abundance of fluids that are there coming from all sorts of different ends. So
yeah, I think I'll have Dr. Risewell helping me down there because he's going to be sort of immune to a lot of that sort of stuff, I would imagine.
He would be immune to it, but the automatons are not immune to unnatural illnesses, though.
Right.
So I should double check that for automatons. Let me see. I think we've got it in the compendium. Let me just see if they are.
I just thought it was less likely to sort of spread it.
Most definitely, if it is a. Here we go. Rules. Automated cycle. Oops. I do not like that in the search there is a, excuse me, an automatic feature to go directly to the store to buy more stuff. Okay. Living construct sustained by a magical core. Automaton. Here we go. Ancestries. All right. They... Constructed body. You do not need to eat or drink. You do not need to sleep, but you need a day of rest. They do not appear to be immune to diseases.
It's not the same as Igor, is he? Because
no, like you're...
He's a construct.
Exactly. They are the animated things. They have... your body contains an automaton core infused with planar quintessence that grants your body the power to perform various tasks and houses your soul and life energy. Your life energy flows through you much like the blood of humanoids. As a result, you're a living creature. You don't have the typical construct immunities and can be affected by effects that target a living creature.
All right, I won't put him at risk then. I'll do it with Igor's help.
If you don't, I mean, I think like there's two things here. Is one, your character would absolutely, given your engineering and medical background, you would know that that's how the automatons function. But he also has come here to work with the, those who are at risk. Dr. Taylor would certainly be happy to work with you on this, though.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'll work closer with him.
I may even have an illustration for her already. Hold on. So I think I did. She is not fully kobold. It seems as there is some other mixed ancestry in there. But that is Dr. Genevieve Taylor. This is from our Stellar Revolt one-shot. And I'm not going to be able to use that illustration for anything else. So we'll use it for Dr. Taylor. There we are. She would be happy to assist you as well.
Yep. Yeah, I'll take that help.
Okay.
Certainly.
How would you bring in the rest of the agency?
I think I would ask Basil if he's heard anything in the with his ear to the ground and seems to have his whiskers in all sorts of pies.
Okay, I could ask around.
See if aware of anything that may have caused this spread of this disease.
Okay. Why don't you give us a, what is it, a diplomacy or
Society.
society? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm.
Oh, because you got that
I have
streetwise.
this. Yes, I have
talent.
this thing where I can use society for those kind of investigations.
Okay.
Let's see.
So everyone at noon, everyone would have gotten a hero point too. Are you satisfied with that, or would you like to?
No, I would like to re-roll, and I mean, as I have no other investigation right now,
Yeah.
no real investigation, I could. Damn it! This 20 is just
Chugging?
yeah, no, it automatically resizes the window each time I move the mouse, which is honestly a little bit harsh.
Oh, is it sticky? The character sheet?
Yes, yeah,
Drives me
yeah.
fucking nuts. If you right click, you will be able to move your mouse, but it's the one bug I really wish they would fix.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I got rid of it, but only for a moment. Just when I hovered over the society thing again, it just re-triggered. Let's see. No, it works. So I get a +1 then. So this is 35. That's much better.
Yeah. Okay. So, what have you been looking into as far as the?
I think I would just try, first of all, maybe who was affected most and what were the first cases. Like so everyone has a story, like, I don't know, the miller's son was the first one infected or something like that. And maybe there's some kind of pattern where we can just get closer to a source.
Okay. What you find that is not going to yield you any results, unfortunately. Like you are able to track that down, but the epidemiologist, Dr. Taylor, has already sort of done that work already to track the thing, trying to figure out where how this originated. But what you do curiously hear about is there is somebody you meet with over the course of your investigation who is like, oh, did you... I already spoke to the other detective about this. It seems as if there is some other agency that is looking into this.
Yeah. This is interesting. And do you, by any chance, recall which agency or which detective that was?
I don't remember the names of it. I know it was the gentleman was a construct, and there was a human woman who seemed to be in charge. I don't remember their names, but I remember the initials of their organization. IOU.
IOU.
Easy to remember.
So, yeah, I think, thank you very much.
No.
IOU. Oh, but this wasn't some kind of subtle hint, so I should give him money or something like that.
It was not. It was actually the name of the thing. And because you rolled so well on it too, I think if you follow up with someone else on that, they say, oh yes, it's funny, you're the second one to ask about this. And they also mention IOU. They also mention a construct and a human woman.
Yeah, okay. And IOU is nothing I ever heard of before.
Nothing you've ever heard of before.
This is interesting.
Yeah, and like the sort of consulting detective gig in Paridar is fairly limited to only a few sort of big players and then solo independent operators. These people you have not heard of before, and you guys have a pretty good footprint in a lot of different kind of circles of society in Paridar, between Sally's, high society meeting, your contact with a network that doesn't exist, and Dr. Ursprung's contact both with the poor and with physicians. And yet, none of you have heard of IOU before.
Did she leave any card or something in case you would get any new information or something, or she would get to you back, something like that?
None of them did. No.
No. Interesting.
So, what, if anything, do you guys... Oh, first, everyone gets a hero point. What, if anything, would you guys like... Is there anything else you would like to do in investigating before we bring ourselves up to the present? What does, I suppose, Ms. Dumer and Dr. Ersprung make of this second group? Golag doesn't have the benefit of being here, but you are reminded when you see the big sign, magnetic sign that attaches to the side of his carriage go rolling by, that one of the ways that your agency has been successful is by, for one, advertising, keeping the name present everywhere, and two, being present in the papers.
Yeah, okay.
Detectives are nothing, consulting detectives in particular, are nothing if they have no clients, no mysteries to solve.
So you see Basil, even a reputation for being mass murderers, there is no such thing as bad publicity.
I beg to differ, but we could find some stolen jewelry or something like that. I mean, there must be some more, let me say, more mundane cases to work on. So, like, I don't know.
Well, the curious thing here is
we could even rescue a kitty if necessary.
If you need to advertise in order to be in people's mind for them to come to help you, whether it's in the press or whether it's in advertising, what does it mean that nobody seems to have heard of IOU?
Yeah, they are new, or they don't want to be in the press. So, I mean,
they're very discreet, or they're not doing it, and they're a front for something.
I'm a little concerned that there was a woman that went around with a heavy-footed sidekick in one of our previous cases.
yeah, but was she? I mean, she would pass as a human. She would.
She would not, in all likelihood. Evie Eisinger.
I mean, she could disguise herself, maybe.
Probably wouldn't want to be that public, I suppose.
Yeah, where is she?
Just
there we go.
Was just curious.
She looks as if part of her face is or part of her head is made of a satyr or a tiefling or something like that. So no one would mistake Evie for a human.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm more afraid that this woman is called Reichenbach or something like that. But yeah. So I mean, I guess I could try and dig a little deeper, but
what you do find is that this is something not necessarily from your society, but from careful inspection. Everything seems to, or I guess Dr. Taylor may be working with you on this, but everything seems to be occurring at one specific warehouse where they are housing the livestock.
Interesting.
And it seems as if it's when everyone is working a specific shift.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go there.
So, forgive me, not one. There's 3 different places that they're rotating through. But what it means is just that it seems that it's the morning after. So whatever is happening, it seems to be manifesting afterwards. And this is something that has been a very recent development that Dr. Taylor has been able to get by making inroads with the locals. Dr. Ersprung, you're helping with us as well, to have them actively reporting to it. Now that they know that Dr. Taylor and yourself will not be reporting things back to the what do you call it, to their bosses about them being sick right away. I think that probably would be some coordination with the shop stewards as well. So with that information not getting back to the bosses, that way you guys are able to figure out, like, okay, it's one of these 3 places where they are, these people are getting sick.
And the shift, is that a night shift, day shift?
Night shift, definitely.
So it's after the night shift if you are
yeah,
getting symptoms and stuff. Okay.
So how would you like to approach the investigation there? Is there some...
Seems like the typical stakeout situation. Just be there and watch, and maybe put my clockwork spy to work again, and he could just record everything, and we could just watch and maybe find something.
Okay.
And we have a chance one in 3, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 different nights, or get lucky.
Yeah. So on this night, as you guys are getting yourselves set up, and let me do this here. Trying to get in the habit of...
Are we seeing that there's a pattern to going around the 3, that there's a sequence, or it appears to be at random, or?
Not that there doesn't appear to be a sequence to it, which I think Basil might tell you. Well, I guess, like, if there isn't a sequence, but there is a consistency of locations for it and timing, what does that tell you?
Well, it sounds like it's someone that's working on that shift, potentially going between those buildings, or something they're using during that shift.
Yeah, I mean, we could try to cross-reference with the data of who's working the shifts. That should be possible if I got access to that.
I think you would have had access to that. You would have been able to do that, and there isn't anyone that, like, there's not one person that ended up working with someone else at the shift. So you're not able, does not appear like it's an individual.
Yeah.
But if it is something other than an individual that is striking, then...
It's maybe a family or something, like all the... I don't know, all the garden gnomes, they are working, something like that.
And like none of that seems to be there. So like there isn't, the only thing that seems to be consistent is the location and the time of, like, one of these 3 locations, the time of year of day when it manifests, which I think if Basil may be able to, you know, she's got your corkboard of red string. What that might suggest is that if it is a crime, it's one of opportunity, rather than one that is of specifically the same person or any kind of method. These are the times when this can happen.
Mm-hmm. So we have to go into hiding, but I think that's what we wanted to do in the first place. So
what's the thought for the hiding? You can picture there's a shift of stockyard workers, big tough men and women with hammers and otherwise moving the livestock around. It is messy business in here and noisy business, giving you lots of opportunities for places to hide or conceal yourself among the workers, or to otherwise just, cover exits, or what are you guys thinking? Mm-hmm. And you have Dr. Taylor at your disposal as well.
Yeah. I guess Basil would like to be somewhere up on the roof or near the roof, some kind where there's some place where he has some kind of overview.
Okay.
And we could place the clockwork spy as well. And I suppose that Adam does not want to be on the roof.
No. I think I'll be keeping an eye from another building or something, and I'll be proposing to turn up just before the shift ends to sort of see, just a sort of regular. I'll check up on anyone, see if everyone's feeling okay, and try and sort of get into a bit of a routine. That's what I'm doing for the next few days, to
So they're
that's
all
why
used
I'm
to seeing you
around,
there?
basically. Yeah, so they're not surprised by me being there, basically.
Basil, why don't you give us a stealth check for where you've concealed yourself?
Let's see how good this works.
And while we're waiting to see that, Ms. Dumer, what are you thinking of doing?
Go under
Pretty
cover,
awesome.
even? Would that make any sense?
Oh, sorry, James, your mic.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
What about me going undercover? What's the thought of having somebody on the side?
There's
myself.
Paridar is a cosmopolitan enough place that you certainly could, as long as you're covering your face or something like that, then people wouldn't necessarily recognize you as the Sally Dumer.
Yeah, so I've got between my performance skill and deception skill, I ought to be able to.
Heck yeah. Give us a roll for either of those.
Let's call it performance. They're the same anyway, so.
Okay. So we talked before, sorry, the 23 is the average target number for level 7 characters. You satisfied with
23. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll run with that.
So what is going through everyone's mind? Doctor, do you have like binoculars that you're using from a distance?
I'm just wondering, does my bionic eye...
But I could give you mine if you need it, because I got me this one from
Ooh, fine spyglass.
Oh yeah, if you've got an old pair that you're discarding, yeah.
No. I can lend you, but I want them back.
All right.
There's actually like a little brass label that's been drilled into it that says Basil.
In one piece.
I mean, it's only soldered on there, so you could probably pick that label off if you want, but whatever the Paridar equivalent of the label maker is.
Yeah. But it's one of the 2 items I got myself. It was the fine spyglass. And then I have basically caltrops. They're called moderate crystal shards here.
Ooh, love it. Moderate crystal shard was my campaign from the start of the pandemic. Some might argue that was very difficult, crystal shard, but
Yeah, it's these ones here.
Awesome. Okay. That's great.
Well, I'll certainly borrow some spyglasses while I'm...
Okay. Sure. Keeping your... I just did the thing that I always do. Put it up to the wrong eye. I kept the one eye open and I held it up to the closed eye. Although, hold on. Yeah, there we go. This is not I saw an interview with Rebecca Ferguson, who was talking about how, in the first Mission Impossible film where she goes in, her character has that badass eye patch they put down so she can do it. It's because she can't close one eye. They kept trying to get her to do it, and she just couldn't do it properly. So fuck it, we'll give your character an eye patch. Oh man. Anyway, Sally, what is going through everyone's mind here, right, as far as what this cause might be, or the presence of a second detective agency, or at least someone saying they are one, involving themselves with this?
Maybe they don't solve crimes; they create them, cause them,
so they can then solve them.
Yep. Or
are we sure? I mean, isn't it more like I suppose it's more like a byproduct or something like that? I can't imagine that they would go on then to question people what they have noticed or something like that. Wouldn't that be more suspicious if you have already done the crime?
They can be casing the joint, as it were, under the guise of actually being the detectives.
I don't. I'm not fully sure right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what anyone is going to get out of this at the moment. By sort of wheezing in or killing people. Is there rival sort of livestock companies that would benefit from like an outbreak or?
They would, but
Potential.
you would think that you would want that. I mean, you would, if you wanted to cause difficulties, this is one way of slowing things down. If you were quite devious-minded, you may be concerned that if you introduce a pathogen to the livestock and you're a competitor, that could jump into your stock as well. So that may be why you're making the what do you call it, the stockyard workers sick rather than the others. But and there's not, because of it's a unionized environment, there's not a lot of crossover between the two. Like if you're working for one worker, you tend to work there, then going over to work. So that could be definitely someone who would be behind that. Though if so, I mean, it's such a minuscule, a shift of workers is probably about 20, 25 people, and at total there's like 12 or 15 that got sick so far.
And maybe it's just not, I mean, I think it's more like a byproduct and they're doing something more lucrative or more nefarious. I mean, it's just...
An accident, basically.
Yeah, or something that is happening, but it's not what they're really there for. I can't just imagine, because it would be easier just to infect everyone, wouldn't it?
Well, let's see if our spy and our clockwork.
Much more likely it's kind of smuggling or something like that going on here with rare magical creatures.
Maybe,
Okay.
yeah, especially in a night shift, I guess.
So it is. Sorry, Ms. Umair, anything going through your mind about this? I think you can see the lights in the sky once again, and can think that you had to turn down an invitation to another one of these evening parties.
Definitely an odd thing, but it's not very clear. So I need to see if we can catch catch sight of something that gives a bit more of a clue as to what's causing this.
Sure. Where would you like Dr. Taylor to be? If at all. I mean, she may, not be of great help. She is a physician and not an investigator. So.
Yeah, maybe she can do similar to myself and sort of get into a bit of a routine of checking people over after the shift.
Maybe in the I don't know if there's a building next door or something.
Well, it's just we can cover more locations, sort of thing.
Yeah.
She can check
There would
one
be, it's not a
location.
barracks, but like there would be some, like a change room where you're going to go and get your smock and your gloves and your, whatever else off.
Change after shift, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll get her to do something similar and meet
Do you
me
want her to be here with you overnight, or do you want her to just join you in the morning for that
just
inspection?
in the morning. Yeah, I don't want to put her out too much.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Then what I'd ask is for each of you to give us a perception check, please. Clearly the most important of skills in...
The super skill in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to re-roll that one.
I think if you saw the word cloud of different skills being rolled, that perception would be the most clearly legible. Oh. Now one, Sally.
Well, I think I'll
Hero point that.
hero
Weird.
point that.
That's terrible all around.
There we go.
There you go. And Basil, do you want to hero point that, or are you going to...
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I suppose there's just... I don't know. I was just distracted by something. I just...
So, Sally, you were the one who finally picks up, and you can hear the sound of, the ambient noise in here is horrific. Given the activities in a stockyard, you can imagine there is a constant din that is constantly changing, so it's really hard to pick out one specific sound from another one. But you can actually hear the sound of something different. There is a sound like... It's almost, you think, a roar. or a bellow of some kind. And there is the sound of the popping of firearms. And it is from maybe one warehouse over from one of the other warehouses where you are, you have suspected this place has been operating. There's definitely the sound now of several guns going off. What do? Because you're down amongst the folks right now, right?
Yeah. I just say to the person next to me, oh, I'm feeling a bit rough at the moment. You understand? I just have to go off to the ladies' room for a bit. And then I bundle myself off, clutching my belly a bit, and try and get in sight of...
So depending on how conspicuous you wish to be, if you want to be inconspicuous, I think it's probably a athletics check, because you're sort of like pushing your way through. If you want to be hold on, it wouldn't be athletics, it would be, what would it be? Because I'm thinking either acrobatics or athletics. You are certainly agile enough to just like hop up on top of the various fencings and whatever else that make up this place and just zip across them. Or you can try and give us a probably a deception check to try and avoid drawing attention to yourself. But you'll be traveling significantly smaller or slower. What do you think? And have you guys, this would have been something I think you guys would have talked about at the planning stages. Is there a sign, a flare that's going to go up, or some other way of...
This is the typical bird's call or something like that.
Bird call would be difficult to hear over the sound of a stockyard.
Yeah. That's something maybe we did not plan for. No, I think we have some kind...
Whistling over and over again. All I can hear is...
Would I even be able to use diplomacy to get my way through there? Maybe not. Deception.
Polite niceties doesn't get you really far with folks working in here, or with cows. I think it's whether
acrobatics, if I can... Yeah, does it fit with my story?
Do you expect to get to go back? I mean, you blow your cover anyways.
That's true. Acrobatics then, because I just happened to have become expert in it.
Okay. Why don't you give us an acrobatics check, please, as you, like, one step on the side of one fence. Oh, boy.
Oh, well, we're not doing that. We're not having any of that, so we're going to hero point that one.
You got it.
Good grief.
That's good enough at a 7. So you move to this, you sort of, like, push yourself off of a fence onto the top of a cow, and then you...
Bing, bong, bong.
Exactly. Yeah. What's his name? Who's the guy in Super Cop? Jackie Chan. Running across the top of cows and from a fence to a fence. And there's a lot of heads that are turning. And this also is conspicuous enough so that both Basil and Dr. Ursprung, you can see, like, wait, what is Sally doing? She's running in the direction of one of the other warehouse locations, and more to the point, out of this place. What would you guys like to do?
Run there as well. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah, Basil, give us a athletics check, please. Or acrobatics, your choice. And then Dr. Ursprung.
Yeah, I go with acrobatics. I mean, not with strength, but with... Oh, damn it. Good that I have the opportunity to reroll.
Okay.
I knew I wouldn't re-roll the other one, so...
Okay, 22 says one shy.
Yeah.
You are racing across the top of this. Would you give us I'm going to set the difficulty low. Give us a reflex save, please.
Yeah.
So where's my GM screen? Let's see what low is for your level.
I guess it's more than 17.
Let's see. Easy is -2. Very easy is -5.
It's very easy. I would have even
18.
not made that. So
Yeah. Oh boy. So I think you find yourself hanging from the and you somehow catch yourself on something on the. These are not really designed to be walked across. There are like walkways that would be above the stockyard. You are, I'm assuming, even higher up in the rafters to have the perfect looking point. That's the only reason why it's so difficult for you to do this. And Basil is sort of teetering and like, whoa, whoa. And Dr. Ersprung, you're looking through this. You see her going across. You look up to see if Basil is running. He does, but then somehow bumps into something or stumbles and is now currently hanging from the rafters.
I shall head over to where Basil is, sort of looking up.
He is in the middle of the stockyard, so
drop.
that will be some difficulty getting there. So Sally, you are racing across here. Dr. Ersprung is going to make the run into the building. Basil, why don't you give us give us an athletics check for last minutes to try and pull yourself up before you fall down into the cows.
Yeah, I think I will happily dive into the cows. Oh, well, let's try.
Come on.
Could.
Yep.
No.
No, that gets a very easy. 18 is what you needed for very easy. So you're able to pull yourself up. Feel like you're learning a lesson here, Basil?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, it was just...
Dr. Ersprung, give us a athletics check, please. You're not going to be a consequence for failure. I'm just curious to see how fast you get to the stockyard or the warehouse.
Well, there you go. There's the answer.
Yeah. You know, if you guys have seen The Irishman, there's a scene where Robert De Niro's character is supposed to kick the shit out of someone, but even though the CG makes him look young, it's clear it's an 80-year-old who is trying to do something. That is the level of effort we're seeing on display with Dr. Ersprung as he old man runs across.
They're heavy boots he wears, man.
Yeah. Oh, and you've got Igor behind you as well. Sally, it does not prevent you from crossing the entire length of this warehouse and bursting your way out towards the other. It seems like there is the hubbub is coming from just outside of the actual yard itself that is outside of the warehouse. Would you give us a perception check? Let's see how close you need to be before you can actually make out what is going on here.
I get there quickly and can't see anything.
You're running along, and there's like a big wagon, a horse-drawn wagon that kind of gets in your way, and you have to kind of like, whoa, stop to let the thing go past. And by the time you get to go past, Dr. Ersprung, Basil, as you pull yourself up, maybe you look over and see Dr. Ersprung making his way along, and you can gesture like, go, 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 and you race your way along. So you all sort of see this at around the same time. Old man running factored into this. And what you see on the ground is, wrong thing here. Clear this out. On the ground, quite dead from a number of vicious wounds and what are likely puncture wounds from or gunshot wounds, is this.
Why?
You can give us a occultism roll if anyone wishes to.
Oh yeah, that's
Nat 20. You actually know this pig demon thing. So Basil would be aware of it. Dr. Ersprung, you would be... Apparently, you've been reading some very interesting books in the interim since... Since your adventure in Dag on the Sea. This is a Nalfashni. It is a specific kind of demon. And they are associated with infectious diseases, with swine, and sometimes with Well, and they are also the powerful enough demon to be possessing things. If there was an infernal infection that was spreading out from some livestock that has a demon hopping from body to body, this definitely would explain what it is. And as interesting and as unusual as the carcass of a Nalfeshni may be, it is the quartet that is standing around it that is of more interest to you.
I see you, I guess. I owe you. I owe you what?
You see them?
Yeah.
I owe you.
I owe you, yeah.
This is what is standing around. Let me get the 4 individuals. One of which you may actually recognize. And did I load? Oh, I forgot to load. Give me 2 seconds. I've already had to add 1 extra illustration in because I forgot to load it in the things. What I really need to do for those GMs at home, make a subfolder with all of the assets you wish to load for your game to make sure you load all of them, not just the ones that you half-ass remember. Because there's one more I want to have in here because there's something about this. I have a smaller like headshot version so it doesn't take up the entire screen, but I think that this one will be beneficial to have the full illustration. It's loading right now, and boom. And these are the 4 individuals. Three of them, you have no idea who they are or what their names are. There is a tall elf, very pale, with pointed teeth cutting or poking out over his gums, which makes you think that he is likely afflicted with the Dampier virus. He's probably a veteran. There is a catfolk who has a series of advanced firearms, at least 2 of which have smoke coming from them. No idea who he is. There is a shorter human woman with chalk white hair who seems to be the one in charge and is lighting up a cigarette or a cigarillo.
And Sepulchre.
And is Sepulchre. Sepulchre is someone who worked as a consulting detective for the Shadow Illuminations, and then you see drift back into Sepulchre's body the spirit of Matthias Ducard, who is the deceased brother of your colleague, the Dampier Henri Ducard. He drifts back in and once again fuses with Sepulchre.
Interesting.
They look up and see Basil. I'm assuming you got back down to the ground level as well. But they look up and see you. And why don't we take our mid-session break? Everyone gets a hero point first, and then we'll see what happens next. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
So very interesting. So this was Jeff's character? Is this right?
I think it might have been Mo's.
No, Mo was playing the sorceress lady something.
Who was that then?
And Carl had this the brother of the Henri Duchard or something like that.
Hannibal, was it?
Hannibal Duchard. Isn't it in our?
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, George.
Oh, George.
Player name.
Yeah, George. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Was that just over the Christmas?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes. It's only, I don't know, one session or two.
Yeah.
There was this Christmas Carol thing where they did the
The vampiric stuff.
No, not the vampiric stuff. That was more like Charles Dickens, like the other one, Oliver Twist, I suppose. But
yeah.
No, there was one which was explicitly like the Christmas Carol, where you had this
the ghost
guy where the like in reverse. So this business owner had gone too soft, and the other one in the corporation hired someone to find out whether he was under some bad influence.
Yeah, he'd gone super jolly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. No, I didn't realise that was George's character.
I can't.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder what their thing is. They're just a new...
Yeah, they're the rival group now. In season 2 or season 3, there's this rival detectives agency. Come on. But I guess they have to deal with Golak's father then.
Yeah. They're top of the tree. They're the one that everyone's aspiring to.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the wind I was talking about coming in and blowing the smoke away fucking must have come in just before break, because it is blue skies and there's not a hint of smell of smoke, and it was a hell of a thing getting Anna Banana. I had to bribe her to get her to come back inside because she's a bit... She had a bath last night, so she's determined to get herself as dirty as possible again by lying down on every dusty surface.
Understand. Yeah. We just discussed that this was George's character.
That was George's character, yeah. So, then, there is a carcass of a pig demon, and there are 4 strangers here. Sepulcher looks over at you all, and he turns to the woman, and he says something before you get into... reach, although Sally, with your incredible perception roll, I think you can probably hear him say they're here. And she looks over the woman and says, "So, Mr. Mayor, is that you there underneath all that clothing?"
That would be me. It's most unstylish going undercover.
Oh, I imagine. That's why I never do it myself. You need not keep all of that on for my account, mind.
Yeah. Plus the inelegant things. I trust I'll have kept my black satin underneath there anyway.
And is that Mr. Rathbone?
Yes, hello.
Hello. And I see coming up behind there, is that Dr. Earthsprung? Is that you?
Eventually, yep.
Your eyes are sharp to see something that far away.
Well, forgive me, Dr. Earthsprung. You need not trouble yourself. We've dealt with this problem here.
Yeah,
So-
that's great. You are IOU, we suppose.
Oh! Well, imagine that. It seems, fellers, that they've heard of us before. We tried so hard to not have our name precede us, you see. But I don't believe I've had the pleasure of meeting any of you in person, though I've certainly heard an awful lot about all of you. Is your employer not here today?
I think we make this shrug. I mean, come on.
Typical. Well, that's what I've heard then. He sends you out to play about in the muck and still come in second place. Well, that's a problem.
No problem.
Forgive me, though. Perhaps I should learn some of the manners that me ma'am taught me. My name is Annabelle O'Loughlin. And she comes forward and hands you a card that the first thing you notice on it is in bright gold lettering IOU. And underneath that, it reads Illumination Operations Unit, a subsidiary of the Paridar Detective Agency.
Wonderful.
She hands the card to you. I understand that you've met one of my colleagues before, Sepulcher, also the host of Matthias Ducard. Is that
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
Sepulcher nods in agreement. It is good to see you all again.
It is.
Has been a while.
Likewise.
Okay.
So, but
Loughlin?
talking about employers, I mean, your employer isn't here either, is he?
Well, no, we're a special unit, you see. Something that does not require that kind of hands-on. And as you can appreciate, my employer's got a much bigger operation to concern himself with. You've met
totally
Sepulcher.
understand.
Allow me to introduce the others that you have not likely met thus far. Sepulcher, you know. My man with the guns there, that's Crucius Kane. And he just nods towards you. Are his eyes on you, Ingolf? Or Basil?
No, that can't be. I mean, I understand as far as I can see, his species used to fight on the other side of the war, I suppose, mostly.
Those fights over the backyard and kitchen. And finally, this is Lucius Griffin, and the elf afflicted with the Dampier virus. He nods towards you as well. You think you've identified where some of the cuts came from, because he's got a great big, brutal-looking great sword. I think I used great twice in that sentence. That is not because I'm being sloppy, it's to emphasize how great the weapon is. Okay, both could be true. So, we've now the introductions, and boys, these are the Illuminators. That's what you stole yourself, is that right?
That's us.
Well, glad to have met you. But as you can see, we've got things well under control here. So, if you could kindly jog on, we've got business to do. And she exhales smoke as if to punctuate the point.
Interesting.
Do you guys take your turn to jog on, or do you wish to say or do anything else?
I mean, I guess without Golak, provocation makes no sense. I think we should just go.
I think I would. I think I would mention that. Have you checked the workers for infection?
Oh, we've got that under control, Doctor. Thank you very much. Do send Dr. Taylor our regards and assure her that our invoice will be on the way soon.
Interesting.
Tell me, does your Mr. Golag, does he give discounts on incompleted tasks? Something to consider. I think this might not be the first such incompleted task. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, all. Ms. Dumer, such a fan of your stage show. Perhaps you might consider a return to the stage as well.
Oh, I could never compare with your acting.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Boys, let's get this done. The scene's not going to start smelling any better. And she'll turn back and begin to direct those. You guys are free to say or do anything if you'd like. Doctor?
I'd be giving a glance over to see if there was any people coughing or showing any signs of...
Sure. If you want to do... give us a medicine check.
Just because I don't trust them.
Yeah, and I think you've also probably worked out a protocol for, like, isolating and treating. Yeah. There is, in amongst the swine, the warehouse they were working in happened to be servicing swine instead of cattle. And there are 2 individuals who are showing early signs of this stuff. You treat them, and I think it's around then. I guess first off, Basil and Sally, anything you guys wish to do with these, with IOU?
Yeah, I just want a private word with the Parker, if possible. Just not related to our business. A
private word with who?
With Sepulcher.
Oh, Sepulcher, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks over at Annabelle, and he says, you go ahead and tell him what's what. And he will, while the rest of them will go on with their task, Sepulcher will walk over with you. Sepulcher also, when he moves, there is a subtle sound of like iron grinding on iron. Mm-hmm. So he walks over to you and looks down. Basil?
Yeah. Just one question. Have you heard anything about Hannibal?
He adjusts his head, and there is almost like a gas that comes out of him like steam out of a kettle that then forms into Matthias. And he looks down at you. No. Have you heard from him?
Last time he was chasing the children and trying to help them, those who were infected with the serum.
He said the same to us. He sought our help. We were unable to. The Ghoul Father he sought.
Yes.
Have you?
I have. Yeah.
The Order of Saint Sylvester. They seem to have taken interest in the Ghoul Father.
Yes. So far I know, and I had someone search for the Ghoul Father, but he seems to be vanished as well.
You have a contact with the Order.
Yes. You see, you think they know more? Then I will ask. Thank you.
I am concerned from one of their number.
Yes. I heard that they have some kind of bounty on Hannibal's head, but so far they have not found him. Neither him nor the Ghoulfather.
There is one among them. He is an extremist. Even for their kind.
Yeah, I heard of him. Actually, I think I met the guy. Didn't we meet him?
You haven't met him yet.
No. Okay.
No. Sir Barnabas Steele.
Yes, we heard of him, yeah.
I fear he makes no distinction between those afflicted with the serum and true creatures of the night.
I understand. Okay, I will take care of that. Thanks again.
And we will tell you if we hear from Hannibal.
It's very nice. Thank you.
We are sorry for this as well.
And you see Sepulchre nods as well, slowly.
I guess it's not a personal matter.
Business is business.
I think Golak would even agree.
I am glad to hear.
And Sepulchre says, as am I. And with that, Matthias phases back into Sepulchre. Sepulchre nods to you and then goes back to assist with whatever task they are undertaking. That leaves the three of you. I also appreciate you not extending Matthias's conversation. That voice is particularly tricky on the throat. I need to prepare tea for when we're having lots of stone giants or spirits.
You need more janitors also.
So what are you guys doing now? You have an opportunity to step back a little bit and...
I think we should retreat here. That's nothing for us to do here anymore. I think they have this case solved and have everything worked out. And
Dr. Erskine, you know that Dr. Taylor will be arriving in a couple of hours. Yeah. Do you want to meet with her, or do you trust that whatever this Annabelle O'Loughlin has said is correct?
I think I'll head her off. So, you know, wherever she's coming from, I'll sort of meet her en route and tell her what happened.
Sally, do you think we should just offer our congratulations to this new team? You know?
So I think a lady does not want to sing, but I think the term hell no springs to mind.
I think she's actually less clever than she thinks. So, well, we'll see.
Pride cometh before a fall.
Yes, that's why we shouldn't.
We need to make
proud.
sure the hole's big and deep for when she does.
Okay.
So, Doctor, you are able to... where do you foresee is it like at the entrance to the stockyards? Is it the entrance to the building? Where would you like to have the conversation with her?
Well, it depends. Yeah, if she's still quite far away, I will literally sort of walk back to wherever she lives and sort of meet her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As she's arriving rather than wait here.
Sure. So it's...
Don't waste so much time.
Yeah, morning, and it's another one of those we can actually... I think head on over. Oh, we can head back to, I think, our main screen. Because it'll be a street very much like where we find but here, hold up. Let's bring you guys over so we can actually see the street. The Illuminator's office. There we go. So you're able to intercept her as she is leaving her house. She got herself in a, she's dressed like someone of means, but not like, oh, what's going on here? I duplicated you guys?
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, we could use one team to go after her.
Yeah, multitasking. Everyone gets a hero point. So what you are able to... What you see, she gets out and starts walking down, and she looks up. Oh, Dr. Ersprung. Was there... did something happen?
Well, I'm afraid there's no need for our services this morning. This case has been closed.
You succeeded.
It wasn't us. We got to the bottom of it, but it was this new team that seems to be investigating the IOU. We ran into them.
Her skin is quite red, but it becomes even a little more flushed, almost like a dark crimson when at the mention of that. And she says, I am very sorry that I did not inform you. We had others working on this task, but they were insistent that their assistance, it came at no cost. But they're... Yeah. And the Paridar Detective Agency has such a reputation. You see, with the interest of the health of the workers, I could not turn them down.
I understand.
They were insistent that...
at risk. Yeah.
I could not inform you and your team. I do not know what... Doctor, I do not know what personal history that there is between the organizations that would cause them to make such an offer and to put such conditions on it. But with the health of the public at risk, I trust you would have made the same decision that I did.
The people's lives are the most important thing. But did you meet them first, or did they come after?
No. They approached us after you and I had commenced working together and after your illuminators had come on. I would not have sought out... I had full confidence in your ability to uncover whatever it was that was the source of this pathogen. But with the resources available through the Paridar Detective Agency, I did not see harm in having more hands working on this problem.
Mm-hmm.
I truly hope that you will view this in the light of necessity in which I made the decision. But I will understand if you judge me for having been duplicitous in this manner.
Well, like I say, the health of the workers is more important to me, but I'm sure my boss would not like to, I don't know, to be outsourced, I guess, but that's for him to worry about. Like I say, it looks like it's been put to an end, this.
Rest assured, we will see your invoice us in full for this task. The IOU, or the Paridar Detective Agency, or whatever they called themselves, they insisted on not charging us anything for their assistance. We will be happy to pay your full account.
It sounded like you'd be receiving an invoice from them.
Is that what the woman?
Yes.
Annabelle, I think her name was. Yes, she said there'd be an invoice coming to you.
I cannot claim to know her well, but she seemed to have a precocious sense of humor. I think she may have, how is it, pulled the wool over your eyes?
Maybe. She did seem to be trying to get one up on us.
I think she relished the prospect of the discomfort caused by this very conversation. I am very sorry for that as well, Doctor. I hold you nothing in the highest of esteem, and I do not intend to insult or belittle either your efforts or those of your colleagues.
No, there is no ill will from me.
Good.
Like I say, the case is closed. The people are hopefully safe. I treated a few more on site today. Hopefully that'll be the end of it.
Then, Doctor, I do hope that we, notwithstanding this unpleasantness occasioned by Ms. O'Loughlin, I hope that we would be able to work together in future. Your Barrowhead Clinic is in a unique position to have to serve not only as a front line, but also as a bellwether for any prevailing communicable diseases among certain segments of our population, and I would welcome your assistance in addressing and treating those in future.
You only have to ask, and I will assist, of course.
Thank you, Doctor. Please extend my gratitude and my apologies for the deception to all the other members of your Illuminators.
Yes, and hopefully in the future you will come to us, and only us, if you need assistance again.
I must confess, Doctor, being put in the same position again, I would have made the same decisions. Hurt feelings are nothing in comparison to the threat of this pathogen. Seeing it concluded and identified, that was my primary concern, as I'm sure you understand as a physician yourself.
I do understand, and I would have probably done similar.
Thank you, Doctor. Your appreciation only raises my estimation for you, which I assure you was very high to start. I should attend to the... With all of this unpleasantness, I did not even think to ask, what was the cause?
A demonic creature. What was the name of it?
You outrolled a nat 20, it would definitely be on the tip of your tongue, a Nalfeshni.
Nalfeshni. Yes, a Nalfeshni. Creature of sort of disease and plague. A demon creature.
A plague demon? That is most concerning. I do not have any... I have experts I could consult on this, but I don't suppose you have contacts through the University of Paridar?
Possibly, yes.
Professor Raleigh Galberry, you may recall, has an expertise. He's the head of the College of Conjuration.
Yep. So Professor Collinberry.
Galberry.
Galberry, is it?
Yep. Raleigh Galberry. Here we go.
I remember the picture.
It's because how could you forget that face?
Yeah.
That is the face of someone with tenure. They're not going to fire me anymore, so I'll dress however I damn well please. Fungus on the head from now on. If you mention his name, she says, could you? This is most troubling.
I will speak to him. Professor.
If I could learn more of... that's not him speaking. I just want to do his voice so badly. If you could... any information he could offer for this would... Unusual that such a thing would I do not wish to minimize the loss of life, but for a demon to be summoned, it seems
Trivial.
modest, indeed. What a sundry task to be put to get some stockyard workers sick.
It is strange.
In any event, I will see to this, and I will look forward to receiving your invoice.
Very well. I will let you know how my meeting goes with the professor.
I would appreciate that again. Perhaps we could schedule a lunch.
Indeed.
Then, I imagine it has been a long night for you. Have a good rest, and thank you again for your assistance. And she will flag down a horse cab and then head off in the direction of the warehouse. While Dr. Armstrong was meeting with Dr. Taylor, what is everyone else doing?
Seething.
Nice.
I guess I'm still worried how they managed to get our clients. I'm guessing that is a scheme of Golek's father to get us out of business, and I don't think he's even concerned about us being in the business, but he wants to control his son. So I guess I might be looking for bugs or something in the detective agency, like if we are somehow monitored or someone is spying on us, because that's what I would do. So I would think that the other people would think in the same way.
Okay.
Don't forget the flowers. The flowers are always listening.
I don't want to think about the flowers.
But this is all a good point around this now, Feshni. Seems a trivial thing for it to be involved in. And for these clowns to turn up and solve it all at the beginning. It makes me very suspicious. So I think going back to find... Never mind that the mystery has been solved. I think there's a further mystery that's underneath there, that finding out where this thing came from and why it came is more pertinent. Because I'm curious as to whether this cigarello tooting person may have had an involvement in it. I told you my theory that the detectives could be there to case the joint, but maybe it's a different thing. It's easier to solve a crime if you've arranged for it to be committed in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. But first of all, we have to check that we are in a safe space, I suppose. But we can split up, and you think you can just try to monitor this thing again, because the stench is actually not Basil's thing. I did. Just
what you guys would know is ever since the Harrow Haunts of Yule mystery, you guys have had warding of the office, thanks to Professor Galberry. That's when you first met him. And you've also had the office protected from divination, thanks to Professor Morris Watsonful. Because
but I would do it mechanically, and I would think that the Paridar Detective Agency would also not be afraid to do it mechanically.
Most definitely. So, you are thinking what, to do a thorough canvassing of the premises?
Yeah.
Okay. So, why don't we do this? I could roll secretly, because there is that mechanic in here, but I think it'll be more interesting is to roll the difficulty secretly and then have you make your... So, now, hold on. Is it perception, or is there... It's been a while.
It might be perception, yeah.
Yeah, let's see here.
Or it certainly is perception.
Yeah, because there's not investigation or anything like that. I'd also let you use thievery as well, just because I think it's that kind of like, takes a thief to catch a thief kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Thorough search. Dr. Urshung, you want to assist with that?
Yeah, I would like to try and help with Basil's investigation.
Aid went down in the revision of PF2, didn't it? Doesn't Aid only have a 10 target
That
number?
might be the case, yeah.
15, DC 15. So, if you two want to work together, someone can take the lead on it. Dr. Urshung would get 2+2 from the extra time spent. But this is a circumstance bonus as well. So your choice of... Well, I guess you could do... Here's another option, is Dr. Urshung could take that +2 circumstance bonus and search his lab, or the Barrowhead Clinic. And Basil, if you wish to search the offices, you might ask Sally to assist you with that, so you can get a circumstance bonus from her aid.
Yeah, that sounds great. But Sally wanted to go to the to the pig stables there.
Oh, so Sally, where did you want to go?
Well, no, I'm curious as to who summoned this. Well, does it need to be summoned, and if so, who did it?
That's where Dr. Galberry could assist you with that.
Exactly, and because I'm thinking if we can find who summoned it, we can see who wanted it summoned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why don't we do this? That probably would have been a conversation you guys are having before sort of everyone going off in their directions. Why doesn't someone make a... Who wants to make the... Or actually, someone make an occultism roll, and aid is a reaction, so you can use aid afterwards. And I'll let the other two people make a roll to aid after. Who wants to roll for occultism for us? Dr. Urshung is the one who got that nat 20 out of it, so...
Yeah, so I think for this kind of demons, he is the expert.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay,
so
I
go
shall
ahead.
roll occultism.
And I can...
Now one!
A
demon comes out of his mouth.
I think we might roll that again.
Yeah, okay. Or you could re-roll, I guess. That's fine.
Yeah.
We never get to have any fun here, but that's okay.
Yeah, and I'm supporting with occultism. Can I support, or with what role?
Yep. Just go ahead and give us an occultism DC 15.
Yeah. I made that.
Awesome. Actually, you got a crit, which means you get +2. That's +2 from Dr. Urshung. And I'm going to quickly check, just because I want to know if circumstance... There's one kind of bonus that does stack in this, and I don't remember if it's circumstance or not. Here we go. Circumstance bonus is 400 and 401. Go. Boy, I love the layout in the new books. They are really nice. Multiple bonuses of the same type are not cumulative, including circumstance, item, or status. Okay, so so never mind. All right, so then that'll bump that to a 26. So here's what you know is a creature as powerful as a Nalfeshni is not the kind of thing that would be able to just transition into Paridar on and of its, in and of itself. It would need to be summoned typically, and it will also have a... more to the point, it's not a matter of it can't just push itself through typically either. It also is powerful enough that it likely has a name, and it's the kind of thing that if you have the name of it, when they die, there is that physical thing that's left behind, but the chaotic realms that it goes back to, those places, time doesn't function the same as it does here, so it may reform. It may suffer some kind of demonic demotion, depending on the weird, vicissitudes of demonic or infernal politics. But you still may be able to communicate with it. Its physical form that was here might be dead, but you, in theory, might be able to summon or contact it once again if you had its name. Because when do things go wrong bargaining with a demon? right?
Never.
So that is what you would know, at least, about what this thing is, what the likelihood of it coming here on its own. It also, given the power of an Alfeshni, it is no small task, meaning that it does take resources in order to summon and use the necessary rituals to summon and bind it. And it is something that would require a powerful occultist or sorcerer or wizard or, whatever, in order to thaumaturgist to bring this thing to the to the
And
world.
all that to make some workers poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that the kind of infection is not. I mean, this demon is not here to infect workers, and this just seems so unlikely. That there is some greater goal involved.
That's just a side effect.
Yeah.
Well, indeed.
You have likely read tracts as well, Dr. Ursprung, that during the war, Nalfeshni will sometimes manifest. The only time they really do push through is, for one, when the kind of barriers are weakened or they're particularly powerful or there's an opportunity. But there are the outbreaks that would manifest among soldiers during the war. The Nalfeshni are sometimes, or had been known to be eager to push those along. Often the other side would be responsible for that, though.
Yeah, only the other side. Yeah. I mean, there is a different theory I'm just entertaining right now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they didn't want pay because they are already paid by someone else. Because maybe that is not their case. That is only a part of their bigger case. If that is true, which is not very unlikely, because I can't see Doug to be the one who would miss a payment in any way, shape, or form, even for the smallest task. So that would be.
There's an orcish saying: "Take care of the coppers, and the golds take care of themselves."
Yeah. And so I don't believe that. I mean, if there's two reasons to go for that. It is personal, and they want to go after Golag, but I don't. It's just so unreasonable. So then there is a bigger thing at hand, and maybe this demon was something that went wrong, that actually they somehow are responsible for, or partly responsible for, or something they know more of. Okay, so we'll have to find out. But we will still need to find out whether we are listened to.
Okay.
We'll check out their headquarters.
Yeah. So then, Basil, why don't you give us in a perception roll, please, and Ms. Dumer, if you wish like to assist. DC 15 for your assistance. Sally? Oh, man.
That blue.
You want to hero point that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Good grief.
Yeah,
that's successful. That's +1. And then Basil?
Yeah, and I will
Still
as well.
pathetic.
Okay.
Oh, come on, that's... What's going on here?
There you go. All right. Did that include the +1 or not?
Yes. No. So, yeah, it's...
Okay, so 34.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Basil, you are confident that there is no surveillance equipment of a technological nature in here, nor is there anything that, there's anything that you come across that is obviously magical. There's no like specific markings on the inside of the wall. There's no, lamp that wasn't there before. Golag refuses you to take any, or refuses you any access to the paintings. So in theory, those may have some kind of magical component to them, but otherwise, yeah, you do not find anything that is untoward here, or anything to suggest that there is someone listening in.
Check the paintings that the eyes haven't been cut out. Somebody's peering through.
Dr. Earthsprung, would you like to give us a perception check with +2 for the clinic?
Wow.
It's pretty good. Likewise, you were confident there is no one listening in at the Barrowhead Clinic.
So that means they did not follow us. That means they knew that the Nalfashni wasn't there. What coincidence?
Yeah, I think we'll go and speak to the professor.
So that'll have to wait, because you guys have spent the rest of your day doing this. You will have to address that tomorrow.
Yeah, could I just have a word with Sylvan, maybe, if he just is around? I suppose.
With who?
Sylvan.
Oh, Sylvan. Yes, yeah. Yep. So you finish your search and whatnot, and when you see him, perhaps Sylvan, did you find what you were looking for, sir?
Yeah, fortunately I did not find, so that means we are not listened to.
Very good, sir.
Yeah. Do you just happen sometimes you notice stuff that we might not notice because, Golag is sometimes not showing for a couple of hours or days even. Was there some recent quarrel between his father and Golag? Have you heard something of that?
He's like stone face and looking at you, and there's a good 10 seconds of silence after you ask the question, and then he says, "Of course, sir, you understand that." Yeah,
so let me.
The paramount skill of a manservant is, of course,
discretion. Yes.
Discretion.
Yes, but as you know, you would say the paramount skill of a detective is to anticipate problems. So we were actually meeting workers of Golag's father who were involved in our case, which is absolutely unlikely because normally they try to stay out of each other's way. You understand?
I follow, sir. It seems you have quite the conundrum.
Yeah.
Fodder for your profession, I would think.
Thank you very much for your understanding.
Of course, sir. Will you be taking dinner in this evening or returning to the stockyards?
I suppose we will stay. I suppose we should go back. That's a brilliant idea. Thank you very much.
I will postpone laundering your clothing then till after the stockyard matter has concluded.
So I can't. Golag just does not praise you enough for your ingenuity.
That, Master Rathbone, I would say, is an exercise of excellent judgment. A skill, as you say, prized in your profession. Good day, sir.
Good day.
And he leaves, and we'll head back to whatever his work is doing. So, Dr. Earthsprung, were you planning on returning? Because you've got a room at the Barrowhead Clinic, I believe. Are you staying at the Barrowhead Clinic, or are you?
I normally do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you'll spend your evening there. Basil and Ms. Dumer, when you guys, it's like around supper time when you guys would have concluded the search of the entire premises. What are you guys planning on doing? It's also, you've been up all night too, so this is, I imagine you guys are kind of burning the candle at both ends, as it were. But Basil's whiskers seem to be going with a new,
Yeah. So Sally, you wanted to go back to this stockyard, and I think as funny as it seems, even Sylvan suggested us going there. So maybe we should just have another look.
If you insist.
I do not insist. I can go alone.
We can. Let us go then.
Yeah. And I'm used to this fatigue exercise from our investigation in Deck on the Sea. So.
Okay. Then you guys get yourself dressed, and as you open the door, you're somewhat surprised to find someone about to knock on the door.
Oh, interesting.
Who is dressed like this. He seems surprised, and not depicted here. There is, in addition to the pistol at his waist there, or chest, there is also a sword on his hip. His hand goes for that for a moment, and then he realizes, kind of who you are. And he says, forgive me, sir. And he stands up at kind of a militaristic, rigid attention. Sir Barnabas Steele.
Sir Barnabas Steele, yeah. I heard your name mentioned. Interesting.
He looks down. And who might you be, sir?
My name is Basil Rathbone. This is Lady Sally DeMere.
You are the very people who I came to meet with. Might I have a moment of your time, or were you stepping out?
We were, but we are not in a hurry. Come in, please.
Very well. And he walks in with again, officers from your day, your time in the Paridar army, Basil. That is definitely the crisp walk that you recognize from that.
He walks like one of the lower ranking officers, I suppose. Yeah, not one of the higher ranking who has just I own the room, but one of those who
yes, he is not the social general, if I might speak in BattleTech terms. He's not a social general. He is someone who would have, doesn't fuck around, but you don't fuck around with him either.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I'll put he walks into the lounge where you guys meet with all your clients, and he does this kind of surveying of the surroundings with a disapproving kind of sneer on it. He does not sit. He turns and looks back at you.
Yeah, well, I would offer him a seat, nevertheless.
I am fine to stand, sir. Thank you. And he gestures to the seats. Do not stand on my account, though, sir. I'm open. We won't be long.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I'll go sit on the divan anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
He watches
and I
you.
think Basil sits down as well, but we leave the chair where Golak used to sit open, so just so that we are now sitting all on the one end of the desk, maybe, or yeah, Sally and I are.
Okay. And what you can see is that tucked underneath his one arm is a leather. Not a valise, but like a leather folio, I guess. Something that would contain papers and whatnot and keep them safe from the elements. He has that underneath his arm. And he says, your colleagues are not joining us. Your master is not here.
Unfortunately, not.
Well, you may find it more fortunate, sir. I, truth told, would prefer not to meet with your Mr. Golag.
Oh, mistake.
He turns to you, Sally Demare. I understand that you are familiar with my colleague, Archibald Morgan.
Indeed.
Has he spoken of me to you?
I do not believe so.
You see, he seems to be like...
Are you close yourselves?
I would not say so. He's a fellow member of the Order of St. Sylvester, and as such, is due the respect due to the members of our most holy order. But I would not say we are friendly.
Okay. So, excuse me, Sir Barnabas, but I, as I told you, your name came up today.
My name did, sir.
Yes.
And
so,
how is that?
We were dealing with a Nalfashni, if you believe it.
He
who
thinks
have been summoned.
A swine demon.
Yes. Who have been summoned to the stockyard.
His demeanor and the way he's carrying himself seems very changed right now. He is really into whatever it is you're talking about. A swine demon, is it dead? Did it escape?
Yes. No, well, it was, it's his physical form here was killed. So, no, it is not dead. It is banished.
He got a look on you as if like he's adjusting his own mental assessment of you. You're most knowledgeable, sir. You are correct. Its physical form being dissipated does not mean that it is dead, but gone indeed.
Yeah. So I was talking to a colleague whose name I cannot disclose, I suppose, because he is working for another company. And they used your name as someone who might know a bit about those demon folk. And how and who could conjure such a demon here.
So
because we have found no evidence so far who conjured this demon here.
Okay.
And
so
there might be
out of character. Sorry, I'm missing something. Did someone mention his name, or are you lying?
Yes. No. I do not lie. So exactly, that's what So Parker or Matthias mentioned his name.
Right. Got it. Okay.
And so I'm just relaying that we met another detective.
Okay, and you're just trying to squirrel it to not be about Hannibal and to be about the demon.
Yes.
Okay, so give us a deception check, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone got a hero point at 2, by the way.
Yeah. It's not even a lie, actually. It's just...
It isn't, but you are... and a lie by omission is as much by commission, so... Nat 20, though! Look at that! Beautiful. So he says... It seems as if the pride... Because with these types, there's always an element of pride that drives whatever, they're doing. Equally with self-loathing. And he... says... Well, they were... Your unnamed friend is well informed, sir. We in the Order have much understanding with this type of thing. Does seem though that you've had it well in hand, though.
I'm a little bit. I don't know. I'm still worried that we have no evidence who conjured this demon. So why shouldn't the same person just do it again? I mean, it will take resources maybe, but maybe the same problem will happen in a couple of weeks or months again.
So he thinks, and with that, the Nat 20, I'm going to do something he probably would not have done. So he thinks... You've done a great service, not only to Paridar, sir, but something that we might, at my holy order, might approve of itself by dispatching such a thing. I can tell you, sir, if you will be facing such things in future, to bear in mind that there is ill fortune abounds in Paridar. And those things, those rules, which once was in place, they seem to have shifted. Our files suggest you are friendly with Professor Galberry up at the college. He will explain more too. But there is, sir, seemingly a weakening in the walls between our world and those of others. And those creatures which once were needed to be beckoned here from whatever foul place that they dwell. Well, those walls are weakening. And things that once were elsewhere, they're able to find their way here without much invitation, if any. Your Nalfashni, it may be that it was called here by someone for some nefarious purpose. But for what you've said, to make pigs sick, that seems a petty use to for such a nefarious thing.
Yes. That's why I did not believe that this was his purpose. No one would summon a demon to infect pigs or workers.
True.
But is it not even stranger that it would do so out of its own free will?
You may give more credit to demons than their will due. There is a reason they take instruction so well from those black-hearted sorts that would summon them. They're simple and cruel. This demon that you killed, what did it do? What ill was it able to affect on our world? Did it make the pigs sick? Or people? People, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I've not heard word of any epidemic. So I take it was limited in scope? Or...
Yes, it was so far. I mean, we could say that we were maybe fast enough. If we were lucky, I don't know.
A creature such as a swine demon is a powerful ally in the hands of those who know what to use it. Left to their own devices, it's as an idiot with a cannon. Who knows what damage might be done? Catastrophic or trivial.
I see.
And he straightens up. I say this not to give a definitive assessment of your situation, sir. Only things are moving. And what was once true may no longer be.
Okay. So, but I guess your business here was not to answer our questions about the Nalfashni, but you were here for another purpose.
You are correct, sir. And I forgive for indulging in this diversion, but I am appreciative of the information that you have shared. I can assure you the Holy Order of St. Sylvester will be updated with that information as well. He says that as if it means something, as I forget, like you're doing something good. What I came to speak to you about is, I understand you've dealings with a man named Clovis Potter. Some call him the Ghoul Father, a vampiric threat.
Yeah, I'm not sure about in-game time, but I think it's 1.5 years ago that we...
I think that's right. We've gone at least... Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say that we had dealings with him 1.5 years ago. The last time I saw that man, he was taken down by a handful of children and infected by some kind of vampiric serum.
Do you know much about the vampiric serum, sir?
Unfortunately, not so much. I had certain colleagues here who were exposed to this serum, but they are not here either, and they have been missing for more than a year as well.
You are referring to Hannibal Ducard.
Yes.
What you may not know then, sir, is that those who have been administered that experimental serum, they're immune to infection and to conversion by the true beasts themselves. Or so we understood.
Yes.
The Ghoul Father, Potter, is an unprecedented development. And as such, what we don't know, in the time since his change, we have heard tell of not just children attacking those and feeding on their blood. We have rumors of birds, owls and such preying on individuals, and now most recently, a very troubling different kind. And he brings that folio out, and he brings it over to where you guys are sitting. There's probably a coffee table or an end table there. Mm-hmm. He opens it up and he brings out a series of, they look like used by that ever popular device that captures images of things. He places down a series of photographs or imprints. I can't remember what the device is called in Guns and Gear offhand, so photos is what we'll go with until I remember the more Coalpunky name for it. He places them down all in a kind of a sepia, black and white quality. And what you can see is there are a number of photos of, they look like crime scenes, and they have bodies. And what every one of the bodies has on them is two distinctive markings. There are, from the locations and the scenes, while he has several photos of it, they all seem to be from about 4 different bodies. And what you can see is the two things that are common among each of these is, one, there appears to be a handprint on the chest of these things, of each one of the victims. And the handprint, it looks like it is a hand-shaped center of... It's the kind of thing you get when blood is drawn to the surface in one specific area. So I think it's a kind of like a bruising, but it's got more of a vibrant color to it. Your Dr. Earthsprung would be able to give you more insight into what this is. And there's obviously not the coloring in it, but it looks like a blackening, a bruise or breaking of subdermal tissues in one specific way in a handprint. And the hands look identical across as much as, handprints on bodies can look. The other thing you find is that there are markings that have been carved into the skin around the handprint itself. And Basil and Sally, do both of you speak Orcish?
I guess I speak Orcish. Let me check, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I thought that was a language you guys all agreed on as the one to speak to.
Yes. We used it at least with Golak here. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you might be muted, James.
It's me.
Okay.
My chippy eating. No, I don't have Orc. I've got Undercommon, Common, Aquan, and Algoluthu.
Algoluthu. Okay, yep. It's the Aboleth language.
Aboleth one, yeah.
Yeah. So, Sally, you look at it and you don't recognize it. You can give us a society check if you'd like. See if you just recognize the script. But Basil, you know precisely what it is. These are Orcish. Yeah, it's good enough. So you recognize it as Orcish script that you can't read. Basil, you recognize it as Orcish, and it is the kind of... it is Orcish being used in some kind of occultic ritual. It is not
magic.
It is not unlike the Orcish magic that you have seen Golag work at times.
I look at him. So there is.
So if you look at the photographs and you look up at him, what you find is you meet his eyes immediately, as if he was studying your reactions.
So this is there seems to be some Orcish magic used here.
That was what I surmised too, sir.
Just when you need Golag for once.
So that is why you were happy to meet us without Golag.
Indeed, sir.
Interesting.
We are not, we called to serve in the Order of St. Sylvester. We're not investigators of your sort. We're not police. To be frank, sir, if I viewed your Mr. Golag as a threat, I would take necessary steps to eliminate that threat. Would that he was here, I would bring this before him. I have not seen anything that points this directly at him, but I am aware that his talents do seem to be from some sort of foreign, Orcish rituals. Do I have that right, sir?
As far as I know, he is gifted magic by some doings of his own, but I can't.
Bargains, sir.
It might be. To be quite honest, I don't really understand how his magic works. And I guess I'm not lying. I don't. I really don't. So.
And you, Miss Dumer?
I'm not really close to all this magic stuff. Bit above my head.
But I can say something else that might be interesting to you. Do you have any contacts to the 9th Medical Corps?
Give us a perception check, please. There's a twitch that starts in his cheek when you mention that. I don't see how that's germane, sir. Do you know anything about this predator?
No, but I know that the 9th Medical Corps experimented with the vampiric serum.
You may. This is a non-sequitur, not non-sequitur, but out of character. You would also remember that I think it was our Archie who told you guys that the abilities that the Hunters and the Order of St. Sylvester have also comes from the Ninth Medical Corps.
I actually I had that in mind, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create a diversion, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let them investigate in that direction. So, if, as you say, there is some kind of mutation in the way that the vampiric serum works, it might be worthwhile to question in their direction.
He's locked eyes with you and is trying to gauge why you're saying this. And then very good, sir.
I just say this because, when we were dealing with this I don't know what was the guy we killed, the vampire, when the Ghoul Father was.
That was. Hold on.
Damn it! That's almost 2 years ago. More than 2 years,
no, and that was one of our, and it was what was it? The Major Fitzhume.
Major Fitzhume. So, when we were dealing with Major Fitzhume, who was also one exposed to the vampiric serum, there was some kind of reluctance to share information from the Ninth Medical Corps, which might have helped us to get there before, and might have led to a different outcome if they had been more forthcoming. So, you see.
I take your meaning, sir. Then,
so
perhaps if, when consulting with your colleagues, you find anything further that you deem relevant to this, I would appreciate sharing that information.
Yeah, I will not hesitate to contact you.
Very good.
Thank you very much. So I guess that Basil was more like a sergeant or something in the war, so.
Yeah, where you were private in the last one, in our last war story, you probably capped out at like a sergeant, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
He collects his photos, and then as he picks things up, I would appreciate, sir, too, if you would, and madam, you communicate any of your findings directly through me, not through any other member of my order.
That should not be a problem. The only problem or the only information we need is how can we contact you?
As if anticipating it, a card is settling you out, and he places it down for you.
That is very kind of you. You know how to contact us if any question arises in the future, and we will be happy to help you.
I do, sir. Thank you for your time.
So much. Thank you for your service.
He stops, he nods to you, nods a little deeper to Ms. Dumaire, and then he heads for the door. And he will leave without incident. Unfortunately, he's largely chewed up your time. I think it's time for you guys to hit the sack. If you are I think what happens first is Sovin will tell you that dinner is ready. Knowing that you were meeting with him and assuming you weren't going to go, he has prepared dinner. Sorry, James, you had something?
Well, the good thing is that even if the food sings, my fish is raw, so it didn't get cold. It'll be a bathtub, not the sack.
So the last thing I'd like to leave us with for our first session of Season 3, Basil, you don't recall going to sleep. But you certainly don't recall going to sleep under an open sky.
No.
And in the sound of water lapping against the side of wood. And you certainly don't remember your bed, rocking. Above you, cloudless sky, marred only by the streaks of red that appear and disappear across the sky. It seems this is like any of the other given summer evenings that you have witnessed over the last couple of months here, but even more vibrant than before. And you hear a gunk, and you realize you're in a boat of some kind. And I say boat because this is indeed a rowboat of some kind. No oars on it. And you look around, and you can see the boat has been bumped by something, and it's drifting ever so slightly to the left. But direction really doesn't seem to mean anything, because if you sit up and look, black
Only water
stretches out in either direction, in every direction, with no signs of other vessels or other landmarks. And if you look down, what you see swirling beneath there, with only flashes and pulses of light above to illuminate them, these blackened waters are teeming with Leviathan. Titanically large creatures with countless limbs that twist and writhe and move beneath the surface. And you hear and looking to the front of the boat, this person was definitely not there a moment ago. But perched on the end, the prow of this boat, is an enormous, oversized wooden pestle. Large enough to accommodate an oversized, a mortar, large enough to accommodate an oversized pestle. And crouched in it, looking at you, is a woman. It's difficult to tell what ancestry she may come from because of how old she is, how her wild hair conceals her ears. But the discolored eyes, one yellow, one violet, suggests a certain ancestry. And when she grins at you, the light of the stars falling overhead illuminates the iron teeth underneath that grin. And we'll see what she has to say to you in 2 weeks' time. So, then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our first session of our third season, I guess, of the Spires of Paridar. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. Hello, Anna. See, Sunday. She always knows what when we're into the outro in Sunday. Hi, Goober. There is also a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have a channel dedicated to this campaign and Pathfinder 2 and most other campaigns we run to the channel, as well as most of the games we run to the channel. And there is a Find a Group channel and a DM's discussion channel, and there's a great community that has built up over the years over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have a great selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code, Muser Night right now. It's in the description of the video down below. It will change at around late to June, so if you're listening to this after June 30th, 2024, come back and listen to one of our more recent things, and you'll find the current discount code listed there. That will save you 10% on any purchase over $10. And if they do not have something in stock that is listed, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. And all donations that go through that link will go directly to them. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. There is also our way of saying thank you to the donors is if you donated $25 or more since January 1st, 2024, check the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server. Again, a link to that is in the description, where you will find information for how you will be able to vote on some of our charity sessions in the final half of the year. We'll be kicking off our tradition of running charity sessions that are shaped by the donors in terms of what we're playing, where we're playing it, and I have something really fun planned. Well, I hope it'll be fun, but I've got something I think will be fun for the last half of the year, so that will be our way of thanking the generous donors to the campaign. Again, all donations through that link go directly to them. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart illuminators. So Darren, Ingolf, James, and Sean, and Sean's mom, who is visiting right now. We thank you so much to all of you for such a fun start to the next leg of this campaign. New faces and new problems, and still some returning problems to deal with. We'll have to see what happens in 2 weeks' time. So then, but until then, for those listening at home, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes in the Spires of Paridar, the soot-filled streets, are encountering and compounding, it seems. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.